Yes, Hot 97, Peter Rosenberg, Real Late, my man, young Compton's own, Roddy Ricch is in the building.
What's poppin'?
How are you, man?
I'm good, chilling.
Please excuse me for being antisocial.
Yeah.
And we were just talking off the air, and it sounds like that's more than just a catchy gimmick.
I mean, it's just, that's what it is. Shit, I just made it based off of just my personality. I felt like it was a good title for myself. Like, it just explained me.
So how does one become sort of naturally quiet and reserved, but also the desire to be an entertainer? When did you sense that was something that was possible for you?
When I got older. I mean, I feel like it don't matter what your personality is if you want to be, like, you feel me? If you become a rapper, that's just what it is. Like, you don't gotta be a person that's out there like that. Just, you feel me? Just cause you.
Well, because a lot of people go the other way, right? Like a lot of people's, they have a desire to be famous more than they have a desire to be an artist. So for those people, I think it goes hand in hand. It's easier for them the social part's easier because they always wanted to be popping. And then there are some people where their desire is sheerly to be an artist, and what happens to come with that is having to be social and deal with people, etc.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just like do the music, and then whatever come with that, then I guess that's what I gotta deal with.
You gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
So you held, so for a while you tried to fight it. You tried for a little while to like not have to do the promo and the shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yeah.
And then at this point you decided with the album out, and
might as well just talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, you might as well lean in,
A little bit.
And and you can pick your spots and do it, and I think the good thing about going out and doing media at some point is you can figure out the places that you feel comfortable, you know, and have the outlets that you can then go back to and know you have a place without feeling like completely overwhelmed. Because the first time you do it, it's inherently awkward, right? Like going to sit down with strangers and share your life is sort of strange. But this run's been good, man. It's been a pretty cool couple years. What was the first thing you did that you would say you did professionally in music? What was like the first big step professionally?
When I started doing festivals, I felt like that was like a point where I was like, okay. And then I seen like how they was reacting to my music. That was when I was like, okay, like it's cool. Like I'm gaining, like, cause I mean at your own shows it's not really like you can't gauge it. It's like it's your show,
right?
They coming to see you type shit. But if you go into a festival that's like 30 people on the ballot or 40 people, like 50, it's crazy. And then the crowd reacting to your shit like it's your show, then, I mean.
Now you know you're touching people.
Yeah.
And not only that, it also shows that you're able to win over people who might not be there for you.
Right. You feel me? So it's just, I don't know. You just pop out and just do the little shit. And, I mean, like I said, I don't never stay like after festivals, or I just leave, go do the show, leave.
You're not hanging out backstage, sipping red cups backstage for hours.
Nah.
That's not your scene.
Hell no.
And has partying's never really been a big thing for you?
It just recently, I threw most parties I probably threw ever. Like, cause I got nominated for the Grammys, and then.
Congratulations, by the way.
I appreciate that.
That's pretty cool.
And dropping an album, and
there's another party.
My birthday was like October 22nd.
You turned 21?
Yeah.
That's a big one also.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like
it's adding up.
Yeah,
it's adding up.
Like, I mean, I threw a couple parties, but it wasn't even no big like parties. It was like invite only type of shit.
Who was the first person to encourage you in music as a kid?
Kendrick Lamar. Personally, like I was probably like 13, 14, and he seen me one time. We went to my mom used to make me go to church, and I had ran into him in church, and he was just like, I rapped for him, and he was like you gonna be hard, you gonna be something, and everything. And then like I just recently like seen him again, like just this last week or two. Like
You tell him the story? Did he remember
No,
it?
he knew the story.
He really did.
Yeah, he called me one time in the studio to his homie had put up on me because he from Compton, but Kendrick don't be in Compton, so like his homie that know me that be like still in the streets and just moving around, he pulled up on me and listened to my album, and then he was like, I'm gonna call Kendrick, and he called him, and he was on FaceTime, and the first thing he said was like, I'm proud of you. I don't know what the hell, like I didn't know he remembered that shit, and he was like telling me like I remember like just a whole bunch of shit. But he was like telling me like since I came out, he was trying to figure out like where he knew me from. Like when he seen me just coming out, like seeing me like moving around, my name getting big, he's like, where do I know this nigga from? And he figured it out.
Wow, first of all, that's amazing. Just like the Compton lineage of it all is all just amazing.
Right? Yeah.
Like it's amazing to me that it kind of like I feel like with music, you could in Compton, everyone's connected to the origins of hip hop. Like it's all like one tree.
Yeah.
And now with you too, it's still connected in some way, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
From a rap standpoint, when you were first rapping, you said you rapped for Kendrick 7 years ago. Were you straight rapping at that point? Were you just like straight up rapping? Were you always harmonizing also?
I can't even remember. I can't even remember what I rapped. Like I swear I don't remember what I rapped.
But what about just when you first started writing though? When you first started writing, was it to be just a straight ahead rapper, or were you always thinking singing and rapping?
I think I just rapped at first. Back then, I don't know, like Jeezy. I don't know. It wasn't like I don't know. I don't really remember. I think I was just rapping though. I don't think I was. I probably sung a little bit into it. Like I don't know. I remember singing young though, like playing with it a little bit, but like I can't tell you like when I made the swap, but it wasn't recent. Like it was. I've been doing it for a while.
And it wasn't a conscious decision. It wasn't like it was just happening.
It was just like it's normal. Like this is what the beat make me want to do. Like, you feel me? And then I just did it.
It's kind of cool that we live in a time in rap too where that's possible, because there was a long period where
I just don't
couldn't
even
do
look at it like rap. I just look at it like music is just progressing. Like what may have happened like years ago is not. It's not the same, man. In 10 years, 20 years, it's not gonna be the same as this. Like I know this, so it's like I don't get set in my ways like other people would. Like I just know that it's new stuff that's gonna come out. It's new people that's gonna be, and they're gonna change the culture. And kids don't know what happened. Like look, if you look at me, I wasn't born when Pac and Biggie had died. They died before I was ever born.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like. People can't even get mad at me if I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm. Although people find a way to still get mad about everything related to Biggie.
But you literally can't get mad.
Right.
Like, it didn't. I wasn't alive when it even happened, like at all. So it's just like, I don't know.
No, the culture develops. It changes.
Yeah, it changes, and people don't know. Like my little brother, he know their names and know that he probably can't sing 2 songs. So it's like, from that point on, like. What do you like? I don't know. What do you kind of try to force kids to like rap or like old school? Like you just go with the times and just keep just make music, have fun with it. Because I feel like that's what it started. Like they started on cardboard boxes and like that was their culture. Now you got crazy colors, people wearing crazy clothes, people doing whatever they want to do, jewelry. Like it just. That's what they want to do. It's fun to young people, so that people should just let them do it.
Which is, by the way, what it was for every person at the time when they started in their genre.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People act like when Biggie and Tupac were getting started, like what Biggie had been done, it was him paying homage to everything. Biggie was being Biggie.
Exactly.
Like he wasn't being like, I'm paying respect to Grandmaster Melly Mel and Flat. He was doing rap. He was. Yeah. I saw last week there was this headline that I thought was so insane. It was like, Billie Eilish doesn't know who Van Halen is. And that was like a big story.
I mean, I just feel like...
Who cares?
I mean, it just... Sometimes just times just change. Like, it's not nobody's fault, or it's not... You can't blame nobody for just the time's just changing. It's not that big of a deal.
Now, one change I would like to see happen is, though, and I have to bring this up because obviously it's the topic on everyone's mind this week is what happened in Juice WRLD. And this generation of kids that are all your age, when you think about Peep, XXX, now Juice WRLD, Mac, of course, a little bit older, but drugs were a thing there too. Do you think we will come to a time, and it could happen anytime soon, when the kids coming up, because it's not going to come from old heads like me yelling down at kids to not do drugs. Is there going to be a time, though, that you could see where coming up in music, doing those kinds of drugs will not be the thing to do anymore?
I mean, I don't really know how to answer that because I don't really do. I don't like do no hard. I don't do.
It's not your scene.
Nah, I'm not like a druggie. Nah.
So then how about that? Let's stay there for a second then. So why? Like for you, is it just more about music and you didn't feel the need to put on? Because I feel like a lot of kids when they get started are doing it to do it.
When you're young, you know, you just be influenced by different things people say, and it just is what it is. You know, back in my generation, like when I was coming up, like in high school, and you know, like certain shit, like Future was a thing. So like Dirty Sprite was like
that was a thing.
That was big, like, you know. So it's just like I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's trends. It's just stuff that just happens. But I don't know. You can't call it. Like, you know, you just kind of just gotta just with whatever I'm talking about. I gotta be more conscious about that.
In terms of what you talk about.
Yeah. Just like even how I look at certain things. You know, I don't want to overlook nobody. I don't want to like if I have an opinion that could help somebody, I feel like maybe I should look, you know, probably just, I don't know, shit.
But think about your influence.
Yeah,
you have real influence.
Yeah, just.
I mean, Ebro and I were having a conversation earlier. He's out of state right now, but we were having a conversation earlier about the level of influence that you have. You know, and Ebro was saying he thinks you could be the biggest artist in 2020. And, you know, your name and the impact you're having, you're on that trajectory to be a really impactful artist. So I think it's great to hear you say you want to think about the words that you say, because the fact is, yes, you, Roddy Ricch, directly impact the kids coming up under you, for sure.
Yeah, nah. Man, I done seen kids that can't even talk singing my melodies. And it's just like, it makes sense, you know? It makes sense. I mean, but I don't really, like in my music, you may hear different topics that aren't necessarily most positive topics, but you're not gonna hear me like telling you to like partake in any of those things. What I'm doing in my music is explaining to you the things that are there and the fact that there are choices to make. You know, you can go this way or that way, and this would happen maybe if you go left, and this would happen maybe if you go right. This is what I do in my music. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like giving them, like, you know, the real information and allowing them to make the decision is probably one of the best things I could do as a person, just period.
Well, on Moonwalking, you're giving some information, some very important information about fucking. You know? Yeah. Using your tippy toes, doing everything you got to do. You know? These are important. This is also important.
I got a lot of lady listeners that just, you know.
Now, is it an interesting transition right now when you go from being like mixtape hot and the streets talking about you hot to big shows, charts, the labels fully invested? Can you feel that momentum changing right now?
Yes, kind of. I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, everybody talk about, man, you about to have a #1 album. You about to win a Grammy. You about to That's all I've been hearing lately. I mean, it's cool, but.
Do you aspire to those things? Do you have an interest in a #1 album or a Grammy?
It don't make me or break me. I can say that. My second mixtape, I think the highest peaking point it was on Billboard was about like 68 or something, 60 something. Like it was low, but I don't give a fuck because I know the streets loved it. So it's like I ain't tripping. Like with this album, it wasn't even to like be this big. Like I wasn't like shooting for, like, you know, I was just trying to drop again.
Right, just put out new music.
Yeah, I ain't.
There are a lot of artists. It seems like recently we've seen a lot too with artists getting upset after award shows. There's like kind of the post-award show meltdown.
I mean, don't go. If you don't wanna, don't go. Shit, I went to an award show before they get no award. Ask if you see me there again.
Will we see you there again?
No. It just, I mean, if you felt that way, like I don't like wasting. I don't like sitting nowhere. I don't like just being nowhere.
Well, let's be honest too. One thing I know, I'm sure you've already learned if you've been, is that not on TV, when you have to sit in the building, award shows are fucking awful. It is not a fun experience to see live, in my opinion. It's not the same. At home, you can flip around, have conversations, wait for the shit you want to see. When you're just sitting there,
I don't even watch them shits at home. I'm not gonna lie.
you're not missing much.
So it's like to be there wasn't much better.
How do you do with like being approached? Like, do you enjoy fans approaching you on the street?
Yeah, I love that.
You're never mad at a picture or anything like that?
Nah, hell nah. Nope.
You've also had the pleasure very early in your career of like affiliating with a lot of artists that you mess with, that you like and that are successful.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
You've been blessed. Like, it really seems like a lot of people have taken to you.
Yeah, I just talked to Doug last night, man.
What did he think about the album? Did he hear it?
He heard it the second it came out and told me like his favorite songs and everything. Like, it's just like he was one of the guys I really like rock with for sure, like music wise. And he was just like, nigga, like you got it, bro. Like, it's your time. Like, and for to hear that, like, it's just crazy because like I remember going to school, like bumping him like every day. Like, I remember going through stuff and listening to Slime. So it's like being like in this position as somebody like that, like just 4 years ago, I was listening to this nigga not knowing I was ever gonna meet him within years.
And now he's calling you after your album comes out.
Yeah, it's like, that shit crazy, man.
What about Meek? Have you talked to Meek since the album came out?
Nah, he tucked up. He like on the island somewhere. He working on he like got some shit going.
But you guys have been tight for a minute, huh?
Yeah.
So was there a situation early on where you thought you might have ended up signing with Dream Chasers and then didn't?
We was just like, it's just really just like some family shit. Like I was just kicking it with him and just catching a vibe. Like we always like, even with like just, I don't know, just everywhere. He would take me everywhere, like just moving around, just showing me like the ropes and everything. Like it's like my big brother.
Is there anyone out there so far yet? Because you've messed with a lot of different artists. Who's out there yet that you haven't messed with yet that you know you'd like to work with?
I feel like from what I've heard from Billie Eilish, I like it because it's different. I feel like
A Billie Eilish, a Roddy Ricch situation would be serious.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. She just dropped some shit. I don't know what it's called. I still know on Instagram. It's like high pitch as hell. Like some crazy, I was like, what the fuck? I gotta take my time out to listen to this. I like some different type of shit, but I like hearing that. And then it was this girl that was on Kanye album that 070 yeah, I talked to her.
What's her name?
Yeah.
07 O'Shea, yeah.
See, I ain't want to mess up her name.
Okay, 07 O'Shea. And you reached out to her?
Yeah, I reached out to her because I was like, I fuck with your voice. Like, I like what you did on his album. And we were just talking. She was like, I appreciate you said that. And like, we just talk back and forth. And so that probably.
Have you built with Kanye at all?
Nah. I heard he heard Ballin'. And he went crazy on Mustard, like, nigga, this needs to be your intro. Put it on the intro, like,
You see did you see the whole San Francisco 49ers locker room rocking with you?
Yeah, I posted it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Hell yeah. I mean, I get a lot of football love. I get a lot of sport love, period, though. Like, I get hella sport love.
And have you gotten used to the idea yet, though, that these people who you looked up to or admire from other walks of life are fans of yours?
Man, like LeBron, bro, that shit is crazy, nigga. That was the first jersey I ever got in my life.
A Heat one or a Cavs one?
Cavs.
Okay.
My pops.
Wow.
My pops bought it for me like when he first came in the NBA. And I didn't even know who the nigga was, I'm not gonna lie.
I love that there was a time when you didn't know who LeBron James was.
Yeah, I mean, he was fresh out. You know, I was a young.
You were a kid.
He was fresh out of high school. I didn't know his history until later. But, like, my pops told me, like, he gonna be your Michael Jordan. And then, like, shit, that nigga hard.
And now he's a fan of Roddy Ricch.
Yeah. And I like, my dad, I remember when he first played Down Below, I sent to my pops, he like, damn, like, nigga, that's crazy. Like, then I went to the Laker game and all the Lakers was fucking with me. It's just crazy. Like,
This sounds like I'll be honest, it sounds like a pretty fun time.
bro, I never been to a Laker game in my life.
Really? Growing up right there.
Never been to a Laker game, Clipper game, none of that. And like now I'm performing at that shit.
So the first time you go at all, you're performing and sitting on the wood.
Yeah. That's crazy, right?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Bro, congratulations, man. Happy to have you in the game. I think everyone's really enjoying your stuff. Congrats on the new album. And feel free to come back anytime.
For sure.
Appreciate you, man.
Y'all for having me.
Roddy Ricch, Real 8 Hot 97.